Well, how's it going so far, man?
Hey man, it's going good. It's going good. We're getting ready for North Hardin this week, and our kids are ready, fired up, and ready for some new blood, and it's everything's good.
All right. Well, coach, now coming off an 8-3 season, a historically great season as far as your program is concerned, but I mean it's in its very short history. How do you grow on that?
It. The biggest thing is, obviously we lost a great class of seniors last season. 10 of those guys are reporting to camp today if they're not already there. That was a big part of that success that we had last year. With that said, we still have quite a bit of returners that were on part of that team and has been through the building process that we've started here at Great Crossing. And I think you just have to continue to build and on that legacy that last year's senior class kind of left behind. It was a great class of leadership, great young men that just worked blue collared and just rolled the sleeves up and went to work. And every year is a different team, but we're very excited about this team. This will be our first class of seniors that's been here all 4 years, and they've been through it day in, day out since day one. So they're hungry and they want to do better than we were last year. And so it's a great group to coach. There's definitely differences that we have to focus on with this group as compared to last year's group. But yeah, I mean that last year's team left a lot of success, and our thing this year is we just got to finish. We had several opportunities to win a couple other games, and just didn't finish in the red zone. And that's where we got to get better. In at least in one area, that's where we got to get better.
Now, looking forward to this season, who are some of the leaders that you're expecting to, help with this team this year on the field?
Definitely, I have to start with a couple of our seniors. Caden Allen, who's one of our senior inside backers, a great young man that's really stepping up and trying to be that leader. Pilot Lukasco, who is another linebacker that's returned, that started since his sophomore year. Uh, he's another guy that steps up and leads by example more than anything. We've got a couple running backs on the offensive side. Jake Keys Patterson, who kind of got short end of the stick last season with an early injury. He's back and looking better than ever. And he's a great leader, role model for some of our young guys. Um, Obviously our quarterback, a couple of our offensive linemen. We've got a good group of seniors that are stepping up and doing some of those things. And I tell you what, we also got we've got some juniors that got quite a bit of experience last year. Zach Morris, just for one of them, Josh Strayer, Lawrence Stroh. Some of those guys are kind of stepping up into these new roles, and so it's pretty nice to see.
All right, coach. So now you open up the season with who is that again?
Western Hills.
Western Hills.
That's right.
Okay, you got a
Okay.
pretty strong schedule again, coach. What's going to be the strength of this year's Great Crossings team? Last year, I think you were defensively led. The defense was amazing last season. You lose Caleb Perry. How are you going to replace a Caleb Perry?
Yeah. So, Ryan Fisher. Obviously he's going to be our next guy. Um, when you last year again, we look at Fisher, who's 6'7", and then you got Caleb Perry, who's 6'3", 6'4". That's a tough defense to run at, no matter which way you go. And so we've got Fisher this year. Obviously, he's going to do an outstanding job for us. There's some things that we've got to get better with him. But he's 6'7", and that reach, you can't coach or teach those things.
Yeah.
And he's gotten better. He's gotten much stronger. All of his off season's been incredible. His speed is great. He ran track this year and just doing a great job. He just picked up another offer. I think that made number 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Picked up an offer from Vandy. So it's exciting. It's exciting to get to coach those guys and be a part of that. Well, it's I would agree with you. Our defense was very strong last season. I think our offense held their own too, and we were able to move the ball and be successful. I think our quarterback Gabe Nichols, who didn't get any experience his sophomore year, he was out with an injury, came in as a junior and thrown into the fire, as some people would say. And the best thing about Gabe is we've been able to see him, get a little bit better each week. There was games last year he threw 5 touchdowns in one game. That was back in my day. That was one of my days. You know what I mean? And so it was great to see that. We saw some of our receivers step up and make big time plays as needed. Who wasn't Caleb Perry? And so we still got those guys offensively. I do think we have a good opportunity to be a little bit stronger and heavier on the offensive side this year. We've got some guys that are stepping up on the O line. We've got two offensive tackles that we had to replace. Both of those are going to U-Pike today, so we got to replace those guys. But I do think we're a little bit stronger on the offensive side this year. Defensively, we've got a new defensive coordinator. We're keeping the same system. We're doing what I like to do here defensively. The kids have picked up and we're running with it. We got some players to replace. And I was driving home last night and I saw Caleb Perry's his first interview down at the University of Tennessee. And man, it just such a great kid, and to see him being successful there this early, it's hard. You can't replace those guys. There's nothing that I did necessarily that necessarily made him to where he is today. I was just lucky enough to get to coach him and be a part of that, and he was able to help our team in a big way. So, like I said, we've got some guys on defense that are returners, and we got some guys that are stepping up to the plate. And if we got to change some things up to make sure we put our kids in the best position to be successful, that's what we'll do.
All right, Coach. Now, Coach, I gotta ask the question: is this the year we finally conquer the crosstown team, Coach? We had them on the ropes.
Uh, there's been many nights since November that I've woke up and said, "Dang, why did I not make the decision to do this, or why did we not do this, or how could we not put it in the end zone so many times?" And I tell you, Monty does a great job over there, defense coordinator, phenomenal guy. And I tell you what, he stumped us several times there in the red zone. And so I have to give them props to that. I felt like we had control of the game, both games last year. Had every opportunity, had some turnovers in that first game in the red zone, and we forced several turnovers. So, it was a great football game, great atmosphere. Man, you just can't beat this atmosphere right here at Bird's Nest Stadium. Scott County Schools does a phenomenal job of just making this such a great place and great atmosphere for our student athletes, and I think Jim would agree with that. But I want to say yes, this is the year. But it's a game. We've got to prepare. There's a lot of stepping stones that we've got to get across before we even get to them. And so I'm excited to see where we can get to. We get to that bye week and get recovered, and then roll in to play Scott County first game of the district. So,
well, I do want to say that the atmosphere, like you said, man, it's a great game. Just if you want to check out one of those great rivalry games, you can check out Battle of the Birds. Everybody in town's there, and it's amazing. Well, Coach, man, we want to wish you the best of luck and keep doing big things, and we're expecting a lot out of Great Crossing Warhawks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.